When my father would go off to teach a choir after I got large enough to sing, he'd take me with him to different churches to help him teach this choir how to sing. He'd go to sleep, come back home. There was horse and buggy days, and he'd go to sleep, and I'd drive the horse and buggy home. He'd have me singing bass and tenor and alto, and he'd sing the soprano, and then I'd help show them how to sing the bass. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, sol, do, do, do. My father was emotional. Then I helped sing the alto and helped sing the tenor and everything, teaching them how to sing. Hey, so let down. Now you sing the words while I sing the notes. I'm gonna sing the notes. Hey, so let down, down to see love, la down, la so do do, re mi so let down, down to see love.
Love lifted me. I'm scared to go in the pub.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah, there was a couple of trees here and a couple of trees here one time. I think that's when we got those out because they was getting so large and they was real close to the house, and we was afraid, the wind would blow them, on the house and damage. So we had to take them out, and we left one. I remember my daddy planted those trees, and also the ones that he took out, he planted all those trees.
The room where I spent a lot of time with Grandma, and in the first film I know that the sisters were filmed talking. What were they talking? Talking about, do you remember?
Yeah, well, talking about marriage and
yeah.
courting.
Yeah.
When they left home, going up north to New Jersey and different places, and Connecticut. Living room.
This is the living room area where Dad and Uncle Fleming and Ken and who else was it?
Yeah, we was
Uncle
singing.
Tony.
There was another chair, but it was right over there. We was singing that song. This is another room, bedroom, right here.
Yeah, where's that from?
Still kind of working on this room too.
Yeah.
Yes. Some of the original furniture.
Old furniture. That's still there. Old full speed.
Yeah. I do remember spending the night over here a lot. My cousins and I remember in particular Sylvia and I would be in that room over there with Grandma. She had 2 twin beds in the room, and Sylvia and I would sleep on one bed and Grandma would be on the other bed, and those were my memories mostly. And playing hide and seek, Butterbread Come to Supper, hiding that switch and saying you're warm, you're cold, and we're all high tech now. You're able to look on, see it on YouTube, and yes, I have it in my favorites. As I've shown them the film and told them, they've seen their papa and my grandmother. So, but they too like singing too. They're into music as well. So, it's in them too. That string.
Very good.
That singing string.
Violin.
The younger one plays the violin. She's been playing it for almost 2 years, I think. She'll play it in middle school. She played in elementary. Now she'll play it in middle school. And then the older one was in chorus in 6th grade and 7th grade.
The chance to get up, play a few notes off the violin. She was real good.
She is. To be a beginner, she is good.
The next face probably upstairs.
Light's not working.
Yeah, it's probably above that door. This is the one that was we slept in most. Last my brother Truzel that passed away. This was the last room that was used by him, and after that I would say housekeeping kind of broke up for this house, so we're trying to get it back.
Yeah, we'll get it back together.
We kind of putting it back together.
Which one was that water? Make sure that jug is full of water before you burn the elements up.
That's right.
That's why I was trying to get this back on. Turn that back off.
Yeah.
So we don't burn the elements.
Yeah, see, just like those nails.
Oh, right.
Just maybe hit it one time.
Right. Yeah, we can get
with the thing, and she'll last another 100 years.
Oh yeah.
What happened? One of my brothers, he actually owned this house. It was, it came down to him owning, the house, but he got sick, and they say it was dementia he was suffering from. So we had to put him in a home, and you can't own certain things or probably anything, when you're suffering from dementia. So he had to sell the place. I asked my daughter about it. She didn't really want it or nothing like that, but he was about to go, so she finally said, I'd give it a try. So she got it, and we just kept it a while, and finally now this time in her life she wanted to try to do something with it. It's been sitting a while.
Right now we just want to get it in a livable condition and up to par, so that we can possibly help family or whatever it is that family wants us to do as far as helping each other with it, and hanging out or whatever. Just keeping it in the family.
I looked up TV up. I'll slide this on you.
Ivy. He got the poison ivy. Yeah.
And I didn't want to touch him, so we walked away and you came out.
He got in poison ivy. Yeah.
Do we have some white?
How did he give it? He just went into the hole. Yeah.
Y'all didn't let him watch it. Well, he got so much curl, so it probably won't bother him.
the tiles have all fallen down, so we'll get that replaced. So it's it's going to be a project that will over time restore it.
Yeah.
But just getting started. But it feels good to finally get started, because we've owned the house for 6 years and it's been just vacant, sitting. So we're finally now starting to make some progress to get it back on its feet.
Okay, behind here you have Ephraim Daniel and Tanya Daniel, which is Priscilla Daniel's son and daughter-in-law. Next to him you have Lenny Thurrington, which is Jessie Mae Thurrington's son, and Teresa. And the house here you have Chris and Donald, which is my first cousin. And of course over here is 2685, my place. Cut the home house. I cut all of the home house property. He cut to this side right here, which joins his property joins with the home house. So we try to keep it cut pretty much. And what I can't cut with the regular mower, he cuts with the bush hog.
No more
sweeping the yard.
No more sweeping the yard. Those days are over. We've advanced a little bit in equipment. That's what grandmother used. She used, she would get the trees or whatever and tie them up, and that's what she would use for her sweeping the yard. We would call it a stick broom. There was a pecan tree that was here, which had plentiful pecans on it. There were a couple of more oak trees, as I remember, here in the front yard, which gave off very good shade. We would climb the trees as kids, just as we climbed the apple trees out there as kids. Yep, Grandma would shout as you guys get out the apple trees, stop eating apples. Ken and I, and Dennis and Iverson, some of the other kids, we would sit up in the trees and just eat apples when the apple trees were out here when we were kids. This room here upstairs on the right hand side, it had a room, we call it the hideaway room. And when we were kids, we would go in this room and hide in the room. And my grandmother would look for us and we would hide in this room. She would look in the closet. She couldn't find us in this, what I call a hideaway room. And I do remember there were trunks in this room stacked and there were some clothes and we would hide in there and play when we were kids. I remember that room.